Hey, it's Sergey here. Um, yeah, got a couple idle games up. Yes, but yeah, the main thing here is, uh, I mean, it was a bit ago now, but saw some interesting ideas about what was a hear me out per se. People discussing hear me outs on YouTube, and some people seem to have interesting ideas about what counted. Ideas that we disagreed with to some degree or another. Um, there's a level of weight to the idea of a hear me out that we see that seems to have been ignored, I suppose would be the word. For it, the way we say it, for it to be a hear me out, it has to pose a significant question. There has to be a level of serious questioning of your taste. How it cannot be something that most people go, oh yeah, no, I can see that. If most people go, oh yeah, I can see it, even if they disagree, it's probably not really a hear me out. So yeah, I don't know. This probably would be better with like examples and stuff to grade realistically, but yeah, things have gone poorly. You know, yeah, I don't know. We've been struggling. I haven't had the energy to put together examples, but like, if your hear me out is a human, that's almost certainly not a hear me out, right? Like, if there's more to it, then sure, maybe, right? But like, I do think for something to be a hear me out, in terms of yeah, convincing people that it is actually a choice you would follow through with, and beyond that, a choice that other people should also follow through with, given the opportunity, um, for the hear me out to go through. Then for it to be a hear me out, I think it has to, you know, be hitting at least a couple points beyond, certainly beyond conventionally attractive human. So as you can probably see from the table, put together a couple things that I think are very much not, things that very much detract from the idea of it being a hear me out. Biggest of which being, of course, the hear me out being a human, right? Let's face it, most humans recognize the potential for most other humans to be attractive to somebody. At least to some degree. Even if they have, even if they think your tastes are atrocious, they still recognize, okay, yeah, no, that's a human, that makes a level of sense, right? That's so humans definitively are almost always not hear me outs without some major other secondary caveats to that. You know, um, Obviously it's yeah, and of course, being conventionally attractive or meeting many of those ideas for conventional attractiveness is often a pretty big detractor from the idea of a hear me out. Right? Okay, cool. Yeah, they're not human, right? And like vampires are not human, but they're certainly humanoid and generally hit on conventionally attractive as well. The same goes for many fae, for example, as well, right? And it's kind of irritating to say, given I don't know. I think I would like to be considered to hear me out more, but I recognise that realistically, I'm still mostly humanoid. I mean, I could certainly perform conventional attractiveness. Glamour's wonderful like that, but that's not really the point. Um, and then the other thing that kind of pulls down the idea of something being a true hear me out is if there are if the idea is something that caters to a more common kink. You know, an example, a good example of this, of course, is, it's not uncommon for tentacles to be a reasonably common kink, for example. No, it's not like an everyone thing by any means, but it's certainly not uncommon. Most people are at least aware of it as an idea. It's common enough. And so, things in that sort of a scale of, things that are often catered to in media, as well. Obviously those are not, then can still be a hear me out, obviously. But, it detracts from the level of a hear me out it is. Because people are more likely to get it immediately, right? And then, of course, things that make something a true hear me out are mostly to do with danger, realistically, and of course not hitting on those points above, right? If something is an active danger to you, either accidental or intentional, and how deterministic that is most of it, as well as, of course, the level of control and permanency as well are other things that we put here. Because obviously it's much more of a hit me out if it's like, oh, yeah, like, oh, yes, no, if you do the do, they are for the rest of your time on the earth, but, in this world, or in that world, they're going to be, permanently by your side, or, pining after you, or whatever, in a way that's, like, wildly uncontrollable and unhealthy. That's definitely more of a hear me out than, someone that you can just do with and walk away, or even, like, go through a messy breakup with, potentially, right? But it's a messy breakup and then it's done, right? you know, like, that's a very significant difference between these things, and certainly in cases where there's a level of physical bonding, certainly, which maybe I should have added separately. Yes, no, that's probably something to change. This is why think these things. Yes, okay. And then right, and then I think that's probably a full. I'm gonna pull that down to 3 and that up to 4. Oh, up to a 4. There we go. Yes. Okay, I'm going to find that column again and save. Yeah, I think that's the basis of it, right? Is essentially, people who are putting like humans or people who are at the very least appear human and conventionally attractively human at that, and saying, oh yeah, no, there's him out. And it's like, that's not hit me out. I'm sorry. If your him out isn't, I mean, it doesn't have to be full Eldritch abomination to be a hit me out, obviously, right? Like, there's a good case made for, like, slimes probably count as hear me out, depending on their ability to shapeshift and the forms that they commonly take. There's probably a case to be made depending on the ghost, for example, as well, although ghosts tend to be humanoid. So, yeah. But again, it depends a lot on the specific media you're from. Same for demonic and angelic beings, although those often can cross into eldritch monstrosity as well. Various botanical things, again, can cross into eldritch, but don't have to hear me out. Of course, like, werewolves very much are on the borderline, and a lot of the more furry and furry adjacent stuff is generally pretty much borderline at best in terms of hear me out. You know, again, it's common kink. Most of the time, it's humanoid. You're looking at humanoid and common kink at the bare minimum. You know, and I mean, sometimes there's enough danger there to make that the case anyway. You know, but yeah, you know, yes, I think I've managed to cover everything I wanted to cover there. Yeah, I should be looking here. Okay, it hasn't done the. Alright, okay. Oh, 86. One. There we go. Do. Oh, no, those are more expensive, right? Yeah, that's the problem. Up to 40. Oh, 20, 40. There we go. Guys, I need 40s for anything more at this point. Yes. Okay, cool. Oh, have you... That was what I wanted. Do. Okay, yeah. Looking for was this. Yes, that's... Yeah, those are all 40s. Thing I wanted to do, though, was check in on here. Yeah, I've got all the soldiers back, so... This is a particularly... we're being mean on this, right? Yeah. Just... It's, yeah, probably not actually being smart. Realistically, at this point, we would be getting more production and more reliable production by just conquering them or annexing them in some way or another rather than continuing to attack. But I mean, this is we're in the evil universe, and we get bonus combat loot, so yeah, we're getting that extra 40% nearly, on loots from combat, and I mean, increased soul gem drop, which is great, but we're not at soul gems yet. Once we get to the point where we can reliably be getting soul gems, well, once we get to the point where we need to worry about using our military for something else, then we'll absolutely just swim in and take them over. And then, yeah, do the other thing with them. But for now, we still need our military doing military things. Which means, yes, for now, it's a matter of doing that. I should probably just have another super glider going realistically, given that I need it for another warehouse. Drive. Joys. Oh, I need so much titanium. You're almost there, brilliant. Yeah, and you're going to be done before that, even better. No, I want that done first at this point, because that will help speed these up in future. It's so annoying the amount of alloy I need, but it's fine. It's fine. As I don't use alloy. Okay, cool. Yeah, anyway, I think that's everything. I hope you found this useful. This system signing out. Hope to catch you all next week. Please do remember to like, subscribe, comment, especially if you've got any questions you want answered. Be happy to answer them either in the comments or in another video. So catch you all next week.